Hi everybody, it's Lord Magicus, and today we're going to play more Merfolk and Legacy. So, I think I said last time we were likely going to play Historic today, but as it turns out, let me see if I can get it here. There is an announcement, and it says on Monday, 6/1, so in about, 4 days from now, there will be an update to the banned and restricted list impacting standard and historic formats that will also address the companion mechanic. So basically almost anything that we play today is likely going to be rendered irrelevant because of the huge sweeping change to the companion mechanic. At least that is what everybody is anticipating right now. It seems like Wizards has suggested that they might change the mechanic, and now it looks like that's what's going to get announced on Monday. Plus, I think there's a very decent chance that something like Luca and or Winota may get banned from Historic. So before we really start on our serious grind with that, we may as well wait until Monday and let them announce how they're going to change that format first, and then start trying to figure out how to tune our deck to beat that. So we're going to put Historic off until Monday, and then I don't know what we'll do after that. It'll depend. Yeah, then next Thursday it'll depend upon whatever happens on Monday. So in the meantime, I think this is a good opportunity to play another League of Legacy, and there's a reason that I want to do this. So we've been playing a lot of Paradigm Shift with Thassa's Oracle, and one of the things that I think you should do every now and then is evaluate, is the change I'm making to my deck any significantly different than playing the normal version of my deck. So could we play like a fair aggro plan with like counterspell backups and stuff like that, or like a tempo plan? I don't know. We're gonna find out though. That's the plan for today. We are going to play a tropical Merfolk list that is very like aggro tempo oriented, and we're gonna see how it does in comparison to the Oracle Shift version, which I think Oracle Shift is a very strong variant of this deck. So we'll have to see if the power of Kamena Speaker, like Merfolk, Mistbinder, and Oko in the main deck are enough to compensate for that. So we'll look at this list here, but if you are enjoying the content that I'm making, please feel free to subscribe and give a thumbs up in the video. Post some comments about it. I'm always interested to know what you guys think. So yeah, let me know, no matter what. Even if you think that it's terrible, just like put memes or something in the comments. I'm fine with that. Alright, so yeah, we're going to play with Kamena Speaker. So Kamena Speaker really wants us to have an island in play, so let's play 3 tropical islands, and along with 4 fetches. That should be helpful. We have 5 islands here, so that gives us a total of like 12 sources to get like an island for Kamena Speaker, so that should be fine. And it also works if we play like another Merfolk on turn 2, so something like Esper Vial on turn 1 into Kamena Speaker plus a Lord in turn 2 is a very aggressive start, I think. Or, even just going Speaker Nat on turn 1 into, a Lord in turn 2, that'll also do it. I'm not going to play with Mutavault in this deck. We don't have Silvergill in here. We have way too many blue, we don't have enough colorless mana symbols to really use the Mutavault mana. It's like, when you don't have Silvergill Adepts, like, Mutavault's just really, really bad. So instead, we're going to play Waterlog Grove, which is going to help mana fix us, and it's also going to give us something to do with our lands. Kind of like how Mutavault is a spell land, well, Waterlog Grove is also a spell land. So it'll mana fix us, help us cast stuff like Oko, but also then in the late game we can draw us a card, maybe find a Force of Will off the top of the deck on a critical turn, who knows. So we have 6 1-drop creatures in this list. We're going to play the full set of speakers, because this is one of the main reasons like green is really good. Green just has access to better 1-drops, Kamena Speaker is really fine. And we've also seen, I've played with Hex Drinker a little bit. That's kind of an interesting choice to play around with, but we're gonna lean into the very full heavy aggro plan with Merfolk. So playing extra Lords, and we're gonna play as much Merfolk synergy as we can. So if we're gonna do that, Kamena Speaker is definitely the one we want. We'll still play 2 Curse Catcher, just because Curse Catcher is it's sort of a tempo card. It helps us, not die to combo right away, because they have to then play around this effect, and we can back it up with Daze too. So on a turn we might, have Curse Catcher and Daze. Like if we go like turn 1 Chalice, or no, I'm sorry, turn 1 Aether Vial, then turn 2 we can, play Chalice in 1, and then we have like both Curse Catcher and Daze potentially available to back it up. And I think 1 copy of Daze is fine because, again, if I've said this before, but like if your opponent ever sees you play a Daze, they're gonna assume that you have more copies in your deck. So even like the fear is in them, so that's really all you need. And I don't really want to have many of these in the late game, so I think 1 complementing the Curse Catcher is fine. So yeah, we have 11 Lords in the deck. I think that'll be okay. Merfolk Trickster, you could run 3 of these in like an extra Mistbinder, but I actually think Trickster is one of the best cards in our deck. It helps us beat things like Delver of Secrets, can keep Dreadhorde Arcanist from attacking and getting value for a turn. It can keep us from dying to something like a Knight of the Reliquary or a Merit Lodge attacking in for a ton. Even like a Questing Beast, if it gets played, like, okay, we'll flash in a Trickster, tap it down, and now like you potentially have like, you can put them on the back foot really quick, where you let your opponent like attack for a bunch of stuff, and they leave back 1 or 2 creatures. Like, okay, they think they can survive the crackback. Well, you add another creature to the field and remove one of their blockers, and now all of a sudden their math goes out the window. So there's a lot of ways that like this card really helps us. And another really important one, it means that we have more stuff we can do at flash speed, so that's always helpful. When playing things at flash speed means that we can more effectively dodge things like Supreme Verdict or Terminus or the Dead of Winter, stuff like that. So I like Trickster for that reason, and it also lets us hold up stuff like Petty Theft, and then if they don't do anything, you can just play the Trickster. That's fine. So yeah, or there's like a ton of reasons to want to do this, but effectively, I think this is really one of the best cards. So I want to play all 4 copies if I can. So it gives us more interaction against the opponent and helps us to tempo them out a little bit better. Since we don't have the combo to bail us out against Ensnaring Bridge, I do want 1 copy of Brazen Borrower. I am playing 2 Okos in my deck, and Oko can deal with Ensnaring Bridge, but there's one important thing. If they Pithing Needle the Oko or Sorcerous Spyglass the Oko, it cannot deal with Ensnaring Bridge anymore. So instead of playing 3 Okos, we're going to play 1 Borrower and 2 Okos, because at least then we can bounce the Needle and then deal with the Bridge, and then maybe even force the Needle if they try to replay it or something. We're only going to play 3 True Names in the main deck. I think we have enough like mid-rangey kind of threats where we don't necessarily need all 4 in the main. If we're up against Delver or something, we'll surely side in this True Name, or if we're up against like a Maverick deck, we would definitely want another True Name. But if we're up against like say Storm or Show and Tell, we really don't want True Name anyway, so we're going to be taking True Name out of the deck and bringing in more relevant stuff for them, like Force of Negation. So other than that, everything else pretty standard. We want our forces and our chalices, like that's fine. 5 basic islands and 4 ways to fetch it means we should be able to play around Wasteland if we need to. We might get punished a little bit, but it's the price you pay for playing multiple colors. So sideboard, we see a lot of like our favorite friends here. Brazen Borrower, just have a 2nd copy of this to bring in against pretty much anything. Like if we need to deal with like a Pithing Needle or Spyglass or Bridge, and like any artifacts, like this is fine against. It also is fine against Delver because you can block Delver with it, or you can try to bounce it if you want. So I think this is a fair card to bring in against like the decks where you need to grind out a little bit more. Force of Negation, obviously combo, we deal with that. True Name, same. True Name probably comes in most of the same matches as Borrower, so we like having him in the sideboard for the fair decks. Dismember, still need Dismember to deal with certain things like Monastery Mentor if we come up against that. Killing off like Knight of the Reliquary with Dismember is helpful. Maybe even something like Questing Beast, so like Maverick and Death and Taxes, like those kind of decks we want this card for. I don't know if we necessarily want it against Delver. I think against Delver we might be better off without Dismember, but it depends. Like certainly like it really sucks if you like try to Dismember them and then they lightning bolt you and force a will you're dismembered. It's like you just lost like 4 life from this for no reason, and now the chances are you're not going to win the race. So it's really dangerous to play against Delver, but sometimes, you know, like, it is a good way to kill off Tarmogoyf if you can get it to resolve. But yeah, like sometimes, especially like if they have like, you know, 2 threats in play, dismembering one just means you're gonna die to the other threat. So we may not bring it in against them, but there are still also some things like Dreadhorde Arcanist where maybe we do have to just dismember it. So it goes either way. But really, like, the green decks are probably the one where it's important, and also it kills our, you know, most hated enemy, Plague Engineer. So we can play around Engineer a little bit better having extra lords in the deck, but we still really, really want to dismember the Engineer. Yeah, and also, like, yeah, like I said, Stoneforge Mystic decks, this is fine to bring in, because anything they equip their sword to, we want to be able to dismember that. Speaking of that, Collector Oath. Really, Collector Oath is good against a lot of the unfair decks. Bringing it in against stuff like the Epic Storm, because it turns off all their artifact mana, like the Wishclaw Talisman, a lot of their important cards. Bringing in against the Bomberman deck, obviously, like, they very much need to, like, you know, resolve and crack LEDs. If you can't crack LED, it's going to be hard for them to combo. And what was it? The Urza decks. Yep, Oath is fine there. You can even, yeah, and like if you ever see Stoneforge Mystic, it's fine against that, because everything that's not Batterskull is turned off by the Oath. So, and then of course we have some graveyard hate, Grafdigger's Cage and Relics. Relics are better against like the Tarmogoyf Arcanist decks, whereas like Cages are slightly better against like the Dredge and Reanimator decks. So it's, you can also bring in Cage against Elves. It's kind of a risky proposition there, but, you know, that's a bad match, so we have to do something about that, because if they ever resolve like Green Sun Zenith, we're in a lot of trouble. So, or Natural Order. Natural Order is also a potential problem for us too. But yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on. So let's go play some more Legacy, and then, like I said, on Monday we'll play more Historic. But I want to wait to see how the format's going to change first before I start like seriously trying to grind up through it. Gotta breathe. Alright. Yeah, let's go. I think Legacy is probably the format that's least going to be affected by whatever the companion rule change is going to be, so give me 1 sec. I gotta turn this fan on. It's a little bit warm in here. Okay. There we go. That's better. Oh, good. We found a match. Excellent. Perfect. Here. I moved this so I just rearranged this room here, so hopefully this isn't going to be too loud. I would love to go first. Let's see. I guess we can keep this. I'm trying to watch these audio levels. You know what? Well, I'm going to move this just a little bit. Because it does slightly concern me because it's blowing like right at the microphone. I think if I put it here, it'll be a little bit better. Yeah, that looks like it should be better, I think. They mulled to 6? Okay. So they haven't revealed a companion, though. We will play Delta and pass. Yep. Wasteland. Mox Diamond. Okay. So, yeah, we're getting basic island with this thing for sure. What the hell? Sylvan Library. I feel like we probably should counter this. I guess, I guess I I'm going to pitch the Merfolk Trickster. I'm going to crack the Delta because I really want to get this. Make sure we get snow-covered island here. Okay, see, don't we look smart? And next turn we can play True Name Nemesis via the Cavern of Souls, so they can't even like wasteland us off of it. Library is usually bad, so this is probably the Loam deck. I don't think Lands plays this card. I could be wrong about that though. But I feel like this is the Loam deck that we played against. There's something similar to the one we played against last league. Right? But we really don't want to give them Sylvan Library. That just like gives them way too much filtering through their deck. So okay, this is probably lands then. Yeah, and we are probably in trouble. Which means I gotta keep this Trickster up. They only have 2 cards left, so Merfolk. So this Trickster might be instrumental in helping us survive Merit Lodge. If they have like crop rotation, that's dangerous. They need at least. Oh wow! It started raining outside. That wailing I was hearing is actually the rain pounding against the house. So I don't know if you can hear. It might not be like loud enough to hear, but I can hear it and I can see outside that it's actually raining pretty good. It just started like a few minutes ago, I guess. It wasn't raining when I started the stream. Crop. Alright, so here we go. Interesting. So we might just be dead here. I guess we do have a Brazen Borrower in our deck, and our Merfolk Trickster can help us live for a turn. No, they got Grove of the Burnwill is interesting. They're not going for Dark Depths. I guess, or maybe they have depths or they have another rotation, but they need mana for this too, right? They're kind of choked on mana. Because they have to have 2 for this and then another one, or what is it? Yeah, these 2 for this, but they also need then depths alongside this, so they're not getting Merit Lodge this turn most likely, unless they just play depths right now. All right, well. We're going to find out here. They're going to gamble, and we're going to see if they get it. They discarded crop rotation. Okay, well, that seems like that could be good for us. Alright, well, we might actually be okay here. So even if they get Merit Lodge here, like, that's not good enough. They play Depths and make Merit Lodge, they'd still die. Crop rotation. So here's the thing, they're probably going to get Glacial Chasm, I imagine. I think that's the only way they live through this, right? Which means I should probably crack the Waterlogged Grove, because if I draw a Force, then I think I win. Okay, nope. No such luck. Yeah, there it is. We were just talking about this card on Nikachu's stream this morning. But he had to do something because we were going to kill him and he didn't have the combo up. Oh, no. Alright, so I guess, yeah, we're in a situation here where we just kind of need to draw Wasteland, it can take me off Cavern. Okay, sure. Guess I'm gonna play this. Pass. So at this, I want to make sure that like the lords try to stay out of Punishing Fire range if at all possible. They paid the 2 life, so yeah, this is getting very dangerous. We don't have a way to beat the Glacial Chasm. We have to wait for them to sacrifice it and then have a force to go and get it to counter it when they try to Life from the Loam it back from the graveyard. So that's kind of the only way that we win this at the moment. That's not terrible, right? I think I put this on 1. So that'll turn off future gambles and crop rotation. They only have 1 more rotation probably left, but Chalice on 1 is not irrelevant. But we really need to draw the Force. Like, the Force is the only way that we're going to win at this point, so. They're at 4. Okay, so that's interesting. So they really don't want to sacrifice this thing just yet. Yeah, you can keep dredging lands back to your hand. So yeah, the problem is like we have to figure out how to not die before they end up getting the Merit Lodge. They have another Thespian stage. Well, that's a problem. Because now, yeah, I think they can keep looping the Thespian stage with the Glacial Chasm. Yeah, that actually is a... So they can sacrifice the Chasm. Yeah, and chances are they're gonna copy it. Yeah, they're gonna, yeah. So like, it's gonna be really rough here. So they'll sacrifice this one. Nope. So I guess yeah, like their life total is pretty irrelevant here. Like. Yeah, double Wasteland, so it's not great. We just need forces. Clothis is in the graveyard. They're getting Chasm back in that. Problem is, they'll just sacrifice it and just get the Life from the Loam back next turn, so I'm not in a position yet to do anything. So I think now I probably need like 2 Force of Wills to have a hope of beating this, but like that still doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So yeah, like we're probably dead here. But I think if we can string together enough Force of Wills, we might be able to get through this, but it seems unlikely that that's going to happen. Yeah, we don't even have like Venser in the sideboard to deal with this either. Oh, see, like here's the thing, like now if we had Force of Will, they would just die. But I think I'm going to hold on to this fetch land to yeah. Oh, Tabernacle, that's bad. Well, okay, so the thing, if they play Tabernacle, I'm only going to keep True Name Nemesis. The rest of these are irrelevant. Okay, sacrifice Wasteland. If I can get Chalice on 2, like, that would actually be okay. So I guess we're going to get another snow-covered island. Nope, we're only going to keep True Name. It's the only one that actually matters. And playing the tropical island right now doesn't do anything because they still have Wasteland, so... They might slip up though. If we ever do draw Force and they like slip up and they decide, okay, well, I'm gonna sack the Chasm before I copy it, like they have to keep one in play at all times because at any point, like we could just threaten to, you know, we can threaten to Force and then they're gonna die. But we could also be dying too, so. Brazen Bar where bouncing this Exploration would actually be okay. Trying to think what else here. Oko doesn't really do anything. Oko just makes it so that we don't die to a single Merit Lodge attack. Well, that's a problem. Alright, well, now we're probably fucked. Blast Zone is a huge beating. Okay, well... I guess, the problem is they already have it in hand, so... Alright, that's fine. Like... They put one counter in the Blast Zone. Oof. We're not dead yet. Yeah, now they're like, yeah, they're not going to give us the window to do it now, so they're not getting greedy with this. So they do have depths, and yeah, I think we're dead here. Yep. So, Life from the Loam, yeah. Curse Catcher doesn't really do anything here. And we do... so they can't play Merit Lodge right now. I guess... Well, they also have Punishing Fire online, so that's bad. Yeah, I think we've lost. We were very close, but Lands is going to kill us. Just Match is terrible, and I hate this card, and I hate Glacial Chasm. And these were both things that I talked about on Nikachu's stream this morning. Yeah, okay. So they let it die, but they have another one in hand, so... So I think they have to play another Glacial Chasm, right? If they just try to pass without playing it, I think they actually might... Then maybe we could win. So Thespian Stage, Thespian. Yes. The stage is not really relevant right now. They already have one in play. Alright, well, that's a problem because I needed them to get greedy and not play the Glacial Chasm. Why have they not, like, played the Dark Depths yet? Okay, well, I guess, you know, pass. So I'm also trying to look at lines where I can flash in Merfolk Trickster and try to beat Punishing Fire. But I need the opponent to make a mistake first, so... I need them to do something like sacrifice the Glacial Chasm and then try to cast Life from the Loam to get it back and then replay it. But it doesn't look like they're going to make the mistake to do it. Oh, cycling, okay. Yep. So they might just let it die here. No, okay, they're going to copy it first. All right. Okay, that's fine. I believe you that you're going to be careful enough about that. There was one turn, I think, where we had the chance, if we had Force in our hands, we could have found a way through that, but yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't quite do it. We definitely want Brazen Borrower and Force of Negation. Chalice is sort of good. So this looks like kind of the classic lands build. So this will turn off Gamble and like Exploration. It's not amazing. They have like Punishing Fire and stuff, so one way to go about it is to play stuff like True Name Nemesis where the Punishing Fire can't deal with it. Actually, Oko is not really terribly good here, right? It's very slow. Let's see, what else? I don't think we want Curse Catcher. I don't think we want Daze. I do think Force of Negation is important because we need to counter like Life from the Loam and Punishing Fire with this. Other than that, like, there's not very much we can do. We keep the Lords to try to play around Punishing Fire, and we keep the True Name to play through that as well. But there's still like a ton of ways this goes bad for us, so... Alright, we just, yeah, let's hope that we can just beat them. I would love to play first. This is sort of a bad hand, but I guess I'm gonna keep it. We really need to draw more creatures, though. Like, I don't know. We have like 2 Lords. If we can draw a 3rd creature, like, this might be good enough. I really want to draw another blue card, so I can... Oh, fuck. Well, that's fine. I guess if they're going to wasteland us, then that means the Aether Vial is going to help us get there. Okay, well, that's actually pretty good. Because now we have a way to try to... You know, we have a Force in hand, and we have ways to put creatures in play. Okay, Mox Diamond, sure. Mox Diamond is just like a land for them, so it's not something we care about usually. We're just trying to counter like crop rotation. Sylvan Library. I'm going to let him have it this time because I think that I can beat Sylvan Library. Let's see. I'm going to play the Cavern of Souls, Merfolk. So here's an interesting choice. If I let them untap, they might have Punishing Fire, and I really don't want them to Punishing Fire my Lords. So I'm going to put the Lord in now. It might make me a little bit more vulnerable to something like Blast Zone, but I think the chances are they're more likely to have Punishing Fire than Blast Zone. So at least this way, if they have Punishing Fire, they can't kill my Lord if I activate Aether Vial. So... because I need to get these in play as quickly as possible to try to kill them before they amass something. So we probably are countering something like Gamble or Crop Rotation, and then mostly nothing else. Okay, sure. You have another Mox Diamond. Discarding Windswept Teeth. Okay, yeah, those cards don't really do anything right now. You can Wasteland, that's fine. I am not going to take it up. I want to leave it on 2. There's also a chance if they Wasteland me again, I may just crack this Waterlogged Grove to draw a card. And then I may not play the Tropical Island for a little while, so... Looks like their start's not particularly fast, so that's sort of some good news. So they do dredge with the Life in the Loam, so yeah. They got Thespian Stage back. Okay. I will learn to live with it. But I really want to draw another 2-drop Merfolk to put into play with Esper Vial. So actually, I'm going to crack the Waterlogged Grove here just to try to find a fishy. Alright, well, that's fine. They're going to kill off Cavern. If I draw a 1-drop, I can just play a Tropical Island and play it. Otherwise, I'll just use the Esper Vial. So what are you looking at with this Mox Diamond? Crop rotation. I think I have to force this, right? Because they have Thespian Stage in hand right now. So if they get Dark Depths, I'm actually just dead. That's sort of okay. I really need to get like a basic island if I want to be able to use this Petty Theft now. So, and they can't afford to try to draw an extra card off of this because they will just die to the fishies. So, they don't have enough land to really do anything. All they can really try to do is Wasteland me. That's not getting them anywhere. So, I guess we're still probably dead to like Glacial Chasm. If we draw another Lord, we can win that way. So they played Windswept Teeth. Okay, that's fine. And alright, can we draw a Merfolk? That's not irrelevant, actually. So I'm going to play this Chalice on 1. Because that'll turn off some lines of play for them. Like, they won't be able to crop rotation or gamble with this out. Okay, so they're going to do it now, but they don't have both things in play. I think we can beat this. Because they're going to go to 2, right? So Merit Lodge is, like, next turn is not... I don't know, that may not be enough. I guess they have to get Glacial Chasm to stay alive. They don't have... Oh, no, they can't because they don't have any lands in play. Oof. Okay, so Maze of Ith, that buys them the most amount of time, I think, so... So they take 3 here, right? Okay. Alright, well, it's still not the worst. Again, they can't really afford to use Sylvan Libraries. They're just scrying with it, essentially. They can't take an extra card or they're dead, so... And they have to, like, use the Maze of Ith to stay alive another turn. With 2 Lords out, they can't Punishing Fire a creature away, so that's good. What are they getting here? Wasteland. Alright. Oh, they found Glacial Chasm. Fuck. So if they if they play Glacial Chasm, they have to sacrifice the Maze of Ith. Oh, they played another Maze of Ith. Oof. Well, that's rough. So, I guess I'm not going to take up Vial here. Oh, that's actually kind of helpful. So, double Maze. So, what do I do here? I have access. I could just flash in Brazen Borrower next turn so I can attack for it. I can get in at least 3 damage that way. But Borrower also represents a way to make sure that I don't die to Merit Lodge. They're gonna Wasteland me here. So they played Wasteland. I think I might want to just flash this in as an attacker. So at least then if they play Chasm, then they have to get rid of one of these Maze of Iths, so... I don't know, like... I feel like this prolongs the game a little bit, but... It's gonna be hard no matter what we do here, because they have, like... Yeah, like, they did find the Chasm, and I know it's in their hand, so there's not a whole lot... Like, they can eventually get this combo online. I don't have a good way to fight back here. Alright, well... Let's put them to 2. So they can never use the Chasm to stay alive. Or they have to like let it go to the graveyard and then get it back. So Tabernacle. Oh, that's rough. All right. So let's see if I guess I think I'm taking Vial up to 3 and trying to kill them with True Name Nemesis. Well, that's kind of useless. So they have to play Glacial Chasm to live. So they can cycle here. I'm trying to keep this Brazen Borrower alive because it can block Merit Lodge, so... They can Wasteland, yeah, they Wasteland that. So As long as I have it... Ooh. I think they're dead. Because they can't maze this. I'm just going to keep the true name Nemesis. And I have the 1 mana to pay for it, so I think that's enough. They needed to... I think they needed to play Chasm there to not die. That might do it. Alright, come on. Yes! That was tough. That was an extremely hard match against them, but... Oh, okay. Well, I don't think we can... you know what? Maybe we need to take in these relics. That's also... You know, I didn't even think about that, but... Relic is actually a way to, like, break up their Life from the Loam plan. I think we need Vial. Yeah, it's... The Chalice is sort of fine, but... I don't know. I guess I'm going to do it like this. Like, Chalice sometimes does something against them, but, like, not always. And it does turn off stuff like Gamble and Crop Rotation, which is helpful, but at the same time, like, it's hard to say whether it's going to help. They mulled to 6. We are dead to, like, a single Wasteland. I think we have to mulligan as well. Oh, fuck me. Oh, we're dead. They mulled to 5. Well, we have to mull to 5 too. Alright, we're keeping this. We're going to keep Islands, Waterlogged Grove. Which means I guess that we're not keeping Force of Negation. Like, we cannot afford... Like, can we afford to, like, win without Force? Like, what are we doing? We're just winning with a Cometa Speaker then. That's not going to happen, so... Like, yeah, at this point, it's like, if I keep Force of Negation in my hand, I don't think it's going to do anything, so... I just have to hope that my aggro start's going to be enough to beat them, but there's a very good chance we're going to lose here, so... Yeah, exploration away. Do they not have another land? Ooh, that's good. Okay, let's hope they don't wasteland us, because if they wasteland us, we're back to the Stone Age, so... It's entirely fuck, we're dead. we're like 1,000% dead. We have to draw another bit, like, island. Yeah, no, we're fucked. If we don't draw another basic island, we're never casting a spell for the rest of the game. Alright, well, this is what it is. Like, we were gonna lose to Wasteland and just didn't have another choice. So they dredge Life from the Loam. Yep. It looks like pretty grim here. Like, we mulled to 5 and, like, did not have a very good hand against this start, so... This is a very tough matchup, like, for sure. Don't like, let anyone tell you otherwise. Like, there is no shame in losing to this deck because we are just not good against it at all. Oh, come on! Deck! Like, I need lands more than anything right now, and... This is not going to beat them. I don't know what they're going to do, but, like, they have Blast Zone as well in their graveyard. We are fucked. Maze of Ith, like, this is all... Yeah, like, okay. We are dead. We lose. There's no way. They just played the combo, so they have Merit Lodge next turn, so that's fine. So, you know, we put up a very good fight against them. We, like, almost got there game 1. We did manage to steal game 2, but, like, our mulligan just like, fell apart in game 3, so... Yeah, no, Lands is, like, terrible. Lands is a match where, like, I think Thassa's Oracle and Paradigm Shift gives us a chance to win the game through something like Glacial Chasm, so there is a lot of value in that. But, fuck, that was brutal. This is also one of the decks that makes me consider something like Boomerang instead of, you know, like Echoing Truth or Brazen Borrower. Because Boomerang deals with, you know, things like Glacial Chasm. It can actually bounce the lands. It can also deal with Merit Lodge by bouncing the Dark Depths with the trigger in the stack, so they don't get to sacrifice it and get the Merit Lodge. So that is something to think about. Like, Boomerang, I think, is actually some underplayed tech that if you're going up against a lot of lands players, like, that might be the bounce spell that you want to use in your deck. For sure. Because, I mean, bouncing the Merit Lodge is usually not a winning plan because they have access to Sajari's Step. And, yeah, it more often than not, if you code a Petty Theft, it is not going to succeed. But, you know what? Whatever. Lands is not a matchup I expect to win the majority of the time. It's just going to be rough. But we live with it. I mean, we do our best, and we just hope that we don't have to play it against it too often. But we saw, like, two of, like, my most hated cards, Glacial Chasm and Tabernacle, and it was terrible. Alright, round 2. Let's go. We are on the draw. Alright, what's up? What are we up against here? They're on the play. This is actually a fine hand, I think, right? I think we keep this. We've got interaction for them, so we're gonna play Curse Catcher, and if we need to, we have days available. Tropical Islands. Okay, so I can't do anything about the Delver. We might get him with the Merfolk Trickster, though. Okay, well, for sure, I'm gonna play this. Cavern of Souls just like they have to wasteland it, or because it just disables so much of their deck. Like, they can't force, they can't like daze things. Alright, are you gonna like naturally flip Delver? How good at Magic are you? Nope, not that good. Okay, so they didn't draw an instant or sorcery, so yeah, there they go, wasteland. Ah, no! No, I'm not gonna just like let you flip Delver next turn. That would be a mistake. And I just have to pray that you're not very good at Magic cards. And that when I say that, okay, it means that I hope that random chance is not in their favor. It has nothing to do about whether they're actually good at Magic or not. I hope that that's been clear every time I've ever said that. Being good at Magic cards means top decking like a pro. Like, when you have no manipulation over it. It's like... Okay, well, the Vial resolves, so eventually maybe this Trickster will be able to eat this thing if it flips. Yeah, it does. They're Lightning Bolt. Okay, never mind. I take that all back. They're apparently very good at Magic cards. Because now I have to play Mistbinder plus Trickster to have any hope of killing this thing, so... And I have to do so very quickly. Maybe playing the Cavern of Souls in turn 1 was not a good idea, because I did just walk into that wasteland. That could have actually ruined my entire game. Might have been better to wait until turn 2 to play it, and just, like, if they want to counter Curse Catcher, I should have just let them. Because I have to do something about this Delver now, or I'm fucked. This is not helping my cause. So if they have like 2 bolts, then that would be very bad. But I need them to attack with Delver so I can Trickster it and then try to trade my creatures with the Delver of Secrets. Okay. Because they will definitely bolt one of them. But if I can trade with the Delver, I have a hope. I don't think they have a lot of Stifles in their list now, but here's where we're going to block with both things. They can kill one in combat and bolt the other one. But this buys us a bunch of time. And I might be just cracking Waterlogged Grove to draw a card at this point. Because we don't really need 2 mana in play if we don't have anything to do with it. Okay. So, this looks promising that we might be able to kill this thing. Okay. Come on, let the damage happen. Yes! Alright, we're in this. We're back in it. Okay. What's the rest of their hand look like that they're not doing anything? Well, if I draw anything, I don't really need to do it right now, so you can wait at least until their end step. Because maybe they play like Dreadhorde Arcanist and I have to try to force that. It also might be like True Name. No, no. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we're playing that on my turn. I think I'm holding this Curse Catcher for right now. Alright, so you played a 3-2, let's see now, you have to like actually kill my 2-2. Yeah, Brainstorm's fine. But I need them not to resolve like another serious threat, and I have to use the Force to keep it off the table. And keeping the snow-covered island up means I can play around days. Okay. They have more cards, but I have no idea what's going on with their hand, because it looks like they didn't play anything last turn, right? So they just like have to have a bunch of jank in their hand that they're I don't know why they're waiting here. What move are you trying to like set up for? I would really like you not to do that, because I don't know if I can race another Delver. Like, you have to have a force that you're willing to commit to countering this, so. Okay, Delver's offline. So I guess the question is, do you have another threat? Do you have like a Tarmogoyf or something? Doesn't look like it, because I feel like if they had it, they would have just jammed it there. Okay, that's actually pretty good. We can hold on to that for a little while. So now if they ever do play Tarmogoyf, we can defeat it. But really, I think the card that we want is like True Name Nemesis, because that would make a huge difference here. But if they find True Name Nemesis, we're actually in some trouble. Or like Oko, that would be really bad. Yeah, speak of the devil and he shall appear. So they have 2 cards left. What the hell are their 2 cards? You could elk my Aether Vial. That's definitely possible. It's going to create a food. Okay, so it goes to 6. So I guess the question is, I could play the Trickster and try to attack it down, but like, fuck, we're going to have a hard time beating Oko right now. I think I'm going... Because if I draw a Lord, though, I can potentially kill it, so I'm going to try. I think we have to try. We may not get another chance to do this. Okay. Okay, Oko down. I guess I'm just going to play Island and pass. So we have a pretty serious clock on. So like, they're at 3 cards here, and they still don't seem to have anything. Like, I don't. Maybe they just have a bunch of counter spells that just are useless. Like they might have a bunch of dazes or something. Okay, well. I don't need to play this Lord just yet, but it looks very promising now. If their hand is just complete garbage, like, even if they bolt the Master here, that actually doesn't do it. They play like an Oko or a Tarmogoyf, that also does not do it. Well, I guess they could go to 11 life, right? But then we could still Vial in a Master and still attack for like 8, and they just concede. Okay. Neat. Alright, so despite a rocky start to this game, we did manage to like beat the Temur Delver deck. Like, their hand had to be just like utter trash. So we definitely want like these 2 cards, and I think we want the relics here. Against them, the Dazes and the Curse Catchers are not terribly great. I think, especially if we're on the draw, I don't think Daze is going to help us too much. I got one of those. Oko's actually fine. Like, all the rest of these cards are actually quite fine. I guess I'm going to take out 1 Force of Will. Because we really don't want to be 2 for 1ing them. Or 2 for 1ing ourselves against them, so. This is okay. Like, here, our plan is to just put a bunch of power into play that they can't deal with and hope that that's going to be enough to win. So this is the advantage that like the green deck has against Delver. We can put in a pretty overwhelming amount of power that can like potentially just race like their turn 1 Delver a lot easier than the mono blue deck can. Having access to the Kamena Speaker and the Mistbinder are great options. And then Oko can also take down things like Delver or Tarmogoyf to a level where we can actually deal with it. Where if we turn it into a 3/3 Elk, then the True Name Nemesis can just sit back and block it if we need it to. Well, we are mulliganing because we don't have any lands, so... this hand is fantastic. We're going to keep this. I guess we just put Lord of Atlantis in the bottom, right? Our plan is we really want to just play True Name Nemesis because that's the card that's going to win us the game. Trickster is also, like, much, much better. So, okay, so the Scalding Tarn pass, that's probably good news. So we play Snow-Covered Island, Aether Vial. We're going to baby this Cavern of Souls because I really want to be able to play True Name in turn 3. If they want to like daze the Aether Vial, that's fine. They might brainstorm and then daze. But then we'll play Waterlog Grove, and then if they don't play the Wasteland on it, then we can just slam True Name turn 3. Okay. No, I'm not going to... This is fine. They're setting themselves back, but I don't think that... Like, they don't have the turn 1 Delver, and usually when they don't have turn 1 Delver, that's when True Name can race them very well. And they don't... Yeah, so... This is fine. That's also awesome. So I guess we'll just pass. And I don't think they're likely to Wasteland the Waterlog Grove, because we can just sack it to draw a card in response, and just makes their Wasteland look stupid. And now, like, you know, the turn afterwards, if they, like, try to waste the Cavern, that's fine. If they play Tarmogoyf, we just laugh at it here. Even, like, Dreadhorde Arcanist is not very good, because, like I said, True Name just comes out, they can't deal with it. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, Dreadhorde's okay. Like, they can attack with it and Brainstorm, but that's not going to do shit. We're just going to keep slamming true names until they concede. Like, yeah, go ahead and wasteland my cavern. I have a second one just in case. Attacking with Dreadhorde means that the Arcanist is going to die. I mean, barring some very stupid shenanigans, like, I don't know, if they were playing like Bone Crusher Giant or something, which I don't think they are, but it's possible. That is definitely something that's possible in this deck. So you're casting Brainstorm here, so I don't think they play that card, but I mean, you could. Like, it's not like a completely unreasonable thing to be doing. But I think they just are sacrificing the Arcanist for a Brainstorm, really. I think that's their plan here. Yeah, okay, so they needed to Brainstorm badly because they don't have a way to beat this right now. Like, even if they play Oko, like, that's not really going to do it. That's way too late. That's not going to do shit. Playing like Tarmogoyf still probably isn't good enough. Sylvan Library. Okay, that's fine. So they're going to surely flip Delver, but we're going to win this race, I think. Helpful, because now what we're going to do is let's attack first. Is that, yeah, like, this is something, there is no way that they're beating that. Merfolk. And we cast Kumena Speaker. So, like, yeah, attacking just means that they're gonna die in 2 turns, so. They can reorder their deck and flip the Delver, but it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Like, dealing 1 damage to each creature I control is not very helpful. I don't think that kills True Name Nemesis, because it doesn't take damage from that thing. And we can also then hold up Trickster to even eat this Delver next turn, so I still feel very good about this spot. There's also a very reasonable chance I may be cracking this Waterlogged Grove to draw a card next turn. But I really want to try to use this Trickster to eat the Delver if I can. Because, like, yeah, Delver's, like, this right now is their only hope of winning this game. Yeah, this goes away, then, like, any remote chance that they have goes out the window, and they just died it like this. But even as it stands, like, this is already threatening to kill them. Yeah, and they probably can't afford to, like, draw extra cards with Sylvan Library right now. So yeah, I don't know what their plan is going to be here. Tarmogoyf, that okay, well, I mean, Trickster can also eat that thing. So I just don't send to the Kumena Speaker. That's okay. Dreadhorde Arcanist doesn't do anything because there's no bolts in the graveyard either, so. That's pretty good. So I can attack with everything, and now if they block with the Tarmogoyf, I can just Trickster it down. Oh no, they can't even block, so they're at 4, so yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna trickster whatever, and it should be game. I'm just trying to think if there's like how many. Okay, so like if they could like bolt Arcanist like bolt, right? That would be 7. Like I don't think it's gonna matter though, because I think the trickster is too much for them to deal with. Sure. So they're at 3. Yeah, they have to win the game this turn. So I'm just trying to think if I like Trickster down, Insectile Aberration, I can just throw blockers in front of Tarmogoyf. Like, there's no way that they can win here. Yeah, I can very easily I just have to block things and then True Name's going to kill them. Like, you have to attack. You have no other plays here. You have 2 cards in hand, even if they're both lightning bolts, like maybe? Okay, so this is a pretty desperate attack. So Brainstorm, okay, what are you gonna find here? Because I'm surely gonna just double block and that'll be that. So, okay. Brainstorm away. I don't think you can deal 14 damage, and you're definitely going to die. So 3 cards. So, like, if you have 3 lightning bolts, I don't think that... Yeah, it's too late. The Dreadhoard's already attacked, so, like, I don't think you have enough bolts to kill me. Even if you played Oko and gained 3 life, I still can just kill you with Trickster. Okay. Sure, Pyroblast kills that. I'm just, what the hell is your plan here? Okay. These have protection from red. Or, yeah, well, they have protection from everything, so, like, your Blazing Volley plan was never going to kill these. They conceded from the game. I think the opponent thought that maybe Blazing Volley was going to kill off the True Name Nemesis, but that is not how protection from everything works. Like, a Wrath of God will kill them off, but dealing each of them 1 damage is not. So I was never scared of that, and yeah, that's just... Okay, it's a pretty easy win for us because we had double True Names. It's one of our best cards in that match. We are on the play this time. We're up against Steve MLP. Alright. This is an okay hand. We can go turn 1... Vial, turn 2, Chalice in 1, and then Vial and Kamena Speaker, turn 3, play Lord of Atlantis. I think this is a keep. Okay, we'll use the island just in case of Wasteland. Hopefully this Chalice on 1 will actually do something against this deck. Tundra, which means it probably will. So this isn't a Urion deck, right? So this could just be like regular Bat control, or like maybe just straight up blue-white control, or Esper. Like, that's possible. Could also be Stoneblade. We haven't seen that in a while. I mean, any of these decks, though, like, the Cavern will be helpful. That was a fantastic draw as well. Where are we at here? Oh, lagged for a second. So, Merfolk. Let's play this Chalice in 1. So if you have a force, you probably have to force this thing. I mean, I'm fine with just 2 for 1-ing you. Okay, nope, nothing. So we're going to Vial in Kamena Speaker, and then next turn we're going to hit them in the face for like a bajillion damage. Because now with Chalice in the field, we can safely deploy our Lords. Oh no, okay. So this is Esper. Baleful Strix. Okay. You know what? Baleful Strix is okay. So this might be the Urza deck, right? I think that's a possibility. But in any case, like, I think we have a reasonable plan against them at the moment. So if I draw another Chalice, I'm definitely going to play it on 0. Tropical Island. Yeah, I guess I'm going to play that. Because if this is the Urza deck, there's a possibility that they might Narset wheel us. Or Echo of Aeons, right? So if I want to get as many cards out of my hand as possible if I don't need them to be there. But like this is probably pretty winning because we have our creatures protected from stuff like Swords and Fatal Push. I guess Dead of Winter. No, they don't have enough snow-covered stuff in here to like kill us with that. Recruiter of the Guard. Okay, Recruiter of the Guard. Is this like Esper Vial? That's possible. I don't. I think we played against that once, right? So, Peacekeeper. Okay, that's actually kind of brutal, but we can beat that card. That is not an unbeatable card for us. So, we have like Brazen Borrower or Oko that will be fine. Okay, guess that I'm just not going to play this Cavern right now. It's not going to matter at all, but I want them to respect the possibility of Force of Will. So I think we're looking for Oko to, like, kill this thing? Sure. They have 2 mana locked down perpetually for the rest of the game. That works, right? We'll just Trickster this thing. Yeah, I didn't even think about Trickster, but that definitely kills them. Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. So this looks like this is a deck where Dismember probably is relevant. At least that's the impression I get. So I'm going to say True Name and Dismember and Brazen Borrower are good. I don't know if Chalice is, or you know, like maybe Curse Catcher, Daze, and Chalice are like the weak cards here. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Alright, we'll try it like this. I mean, Chalice is fine, but like it looked like their deck was more like a creature deck that they might be playing stuff like Aether Vial in their list, so I'm not 100% yet. If we see cards, I might readjust, but as of right now, I want answers to that Peacekeeper because that's like the card that's kind of like an ensnaring bridge that we need to like be able to deal with. And fortunately, it's a bridge that Dismember can kill. That's important. But I think this should be fine to do it like this. I don't know if Force of Negation is going to be that good against them, so... And I mean, it might be possible that Curse Catcher is going to be better than Chalice. Depending on what we see, that might happen. We have both Chalices. So I don't know, like, this is really slow on the draw. I don't know if this is, like... How does this work here? They're going to keep 7 cards. I could keep this. This is not unkeepable. But I think that I'm going to mulligan because I don't know if I really believe in... well, okay, that just got worse. No, okay, well, never do we not get punished for, you know, not wanting to keep like a shaky 7, so... I guess our choices are always shaky 7 or like, you know, barely keepable 5. That's life. Alright, well... That's the shuffler putting its thumb in the scale here, so... It is what it is. Okay, well that helps maybe a little bit. I'm probably going to deploy this Chalice on 1 before I start playing Lords. Because if we're down in cards, I really don't want to lose to like fatal pushes and stuff. Right, I guess if we can maybe draw True Name Nemesis now, like that could be good. They might have Plague Engineer in this list too, so this Dismember is going to probably be very important. Assume Brainstorm in response. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to walk the creatures into like Swords to Plowshare, so you get a Brainstorm off, I'm okay with that. You can try to shuffle some of these things away, but deploying the creatures on in the face of that, that's kind of like, yeah. So we're probably going to play Mistbinder next turn and then play Lord of Atlantis the turn afterwards. Did you find like Force of Will? You could force this thing if you need. Looks like they might be debating it. Yeah, Force, okay. They pitched Venser. Ooh, interesting. Alright, so the Chalice is not irrelevant. They did feel the need to force it. Okay. Let's play the Merfolk Mistbinder. Maybe their hand is just full of removal. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's what's going on here. They're going to try to 1-for-1 us out of this game. They did go down a card because of Force, so that's helpful. Alright. Okay, well that's also probably good. Okay, so I may be cracking this Grove to draw a card. Monastery Mentor could be a thing. Oh, Baleful. Okay, that's fine. I'm not super concerned about that. Alright, I need to crack this Grove for a card. That's not a bad one. They have 5 cards. I need to hold the Dismember for something a little bit more relevant, but I'm going to try to just use this Kamena Speaker as our way to win. Yeah, like that. That's the thing that I was like really worried about. So. Oh, they chose Merfolk. Who would have thunk it? So, I think I'm gonna wait until their turn to use the Dismember. Alright, they could have Force of... No, they're not gonna bring in Force of Negation against me, so... I guess, alright, I'm gonna do it now. Because I really want to be able to get this thing off the board before they draw a Force. Okay. Alright, well, we might be hard casting Force at some point, but at least there's no double Plague Engineers in play. Yeah, which very easily could have happened. God, that's shocking. He chose Merfolk again. I would have never expected that. Okay, well, that is one way to defeat Engineer here, but I think I'm just gonna go in like this for the time being. I'm gonna hold up this Force of Will in case something bad happens. Because if he plays like another Engineer, I have to like be able to force that thing. Or like, I don't know, Swords and maybe the Lord of Atlantis. I really want to counter that. Like, this feels like something I probably want to counter. Yeah, because Recruiter is effectively more Plague Engineers. Okay, sure. You're going to choose Dismember, I imagine? I think Dismember is probably the right call. Trickster, okay, that's... Alright, that's an interesting choice. No, no blocks. They only have 2 cards left, though, so... Alright, let's crack this thing, because if I draw, like, Oko, I probably want to play that instead. Alright, well... I guess I'm gonna play the Mistbinder here, and then hopefully hold up Force of Will next turn. Because this also then puts enough pressure where they're at 9, so like I can kill them in 2 turns now. So they're under pressure to do something. Because they're not winning the race as is. This does let me then sit back next turn with just hold up Force and attack for 5. I mean, the shields are down this turn, but I feel like they probably used like their best stuff at this point. So, what do you got left? That's bad. Yeah, that does suck. That's probably what they drew this turn. So I guess, yeah, here's the problem. If we draw like another Lord of Atlantis, playing it is going to be it's going to be hard because I can't play Lord. Oh fuck! All right. So that's something I have to like dismember, or I could play Oko though. Oko would be a good way to beat that. Okay, well, pass I guess. So they can attack, but what is their plan to like beat me? So I can hardcast a Force on something. I'm kind of curious. They played a land, they have nothing else going on. That's not irrelevant. Okay, more blue cards is definitely good. That does give us potentially a way to deal with this Peacekeeper if we, need to. It also means I have double Force of Will up right now. Soul Herder? Okay, I see. So this does feel like a card that I want to counter. I really don't want them blinking this Baleful Strix. Alright. Who's gonna draw something relevant first? So I can counter at least one more thing before, things get really out of hand. Aether Vial, okay, so that is Esper Vial. So we nailed that. Alright, I guess I'm gonna crack the Polluted Delta here. Get a Tropical Island. Well, I could actually cast that. Okay, so that gives me some interesting lines of play here. I have the ability to bounce the Meddling Mage and then, like, Trickster down the Plague Engineer. Or, like, I can bounce, like, the Meddling Mage and Trickster, the Peacekeeper. I don't know, there are some... So we can technically cast it if we need to. But I think right now Trickster is best off being pitched to Force if we can draw something better. Though I might just be hard casting Force, so... It's getting worse and worse because they have Aether Vial, so eventually they can just start vialing in creatures. Might be a good reason to. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to like bounce the Vial because I probably need to bounce Peacekeeper at some point. Like there are other things that I think I need to bounce instead. Okay, that's actually really good. So, choices are I can either force this thing or I can use Brazen Borrower. There's already 2 Swords to Plowshares in the graveyard. I could bounce the Plague Engineer, but they might just recast it, so I think I'm just going to pitch the Trickster. Yeah, like the true name is definitely going to be weak here, but we're getting close to a point where like bouncing the Peacekeeper and then attacking might be a plan. So I'm trying to think, if I draw like a Lord of Atlantis next turn, that could be fine. Okay, Ponder. Yeah, I'm trying to enable lines of play that just like let me win the game here. So yeah, if I bounce Peacekeeper and I play Lord of Atlantis, this gets in for 4, this gets in for 3, and this gets in for 2, so that would actually kill them. So Lord off the top, I think, wins the game. Well, that's not really helping. If they find like another Swords to Plowshares, that sucks. I think I have a better chance of finding a Lord than they do of finding removal. We've literally played 1 Lord this whole game, I think, right? Or no, we played 3. Okay. 3 out of 11, but they've already played 3 out of their 4 swords, and I don't know if they have, I don't know if they have Fatal Pushes. They might. So, let's see. This could be Recruiter of the Guard. Yeah, that sucks, because now they can get another Plague Engineer. How do we, like, do this now? Like, this whole plan is just, like, falling apart slowly. They got Meddling Mage. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, sure. Meddling Mage. We're going to keep the dream alive. Like, what do you name it this? Maybe Dismember with this one. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's fine. Maybe they only have 2 Plague Engineers, and that might be good. So now, I see, again, if we draw Lord, we do win the game. Okay, well, we're going to go for it. I think this will be good. Their Vial is tapped, so they can't Vial in the Peacekeeper. What do you got here? You need a counterspell for this or you die. This was the plan the whole time, so... Okay, we beat him. So, I mean, they definitely had lines of play that you know, if they had done other things, like maybe if they had gotten, like, if they could have copied the Engineer, that would have done it. Or, like I said, if they would have drawn a removal spell before we drew the Lord, that could have done it. But I wanted to play with the line of play that gave me the best chance of, like, trying to top deck a win before they did, and I think it ended up working out, so... Excellent. 3 games down so far. It's an hour and a half in. Alright. So I'm going to take a very quick break. I will be back here in just like 1 minute. So let me find my... You know what? We'll use this screen for right now. So, alright, I'll be back in a second. Okay, we are back. Alright, let me get this back up. There we go. Alright, so let's go on to round 4. We're doing alright. So we had like a close loss versus a bad matchup, and then we had 2 very clean wins. I should mention, I think the version of the deck we're playing is probably better against Esper Vial than the Paradigm Shift one. Yeah, the inclusion of like Meddling Mage and Recruiter of the Guard means they probably have more ways to actually attack the combo, and with the Plague Engineers as well. And assuming like the main deck, the True Name is a little bit more vulnerable as the Plan B in the other deck, whereas we have more Lords against them, so can survive more Engineers, and their Mages are not as good. Excuse me. Because they're not hitting critical cards. And also Oko helps a little bit too. So, round 4, let's go! So, Strass Daddy. We are on the draw. We're up against Jegantha. Huh. So this means probably lands, I think. This is fine. We're gonna keep this. I think usually like lands is the one that plays Jegantha. I gotta be honest, like I don't know how much Jegantha is really helpful in their deck, because if that's what we're up against, like they kind of just like told us what they're playing with the Companion, and I don't think the Companion makes a huge difference in their deck. Like that's not how they're usually winning a game. Oh, Birds of Paradise, okay. Interesting. So maybe this is like a Maverick deck. It's entirely possible. I'm going to get Basic Island because I'm gonna respect Wasteland here. Green decks have a thing for playing Wasteland, so next. But turn 2 we can play like Menace Speaker plus Mistfinder, and then turn 3 we can play like Master the Pearl Trident. Okay. Stoneforge Mystic. This is like a spell that we have to counter. So I guess I'm going to pitch Merfolk Trickster. Yeah, we're not gonna like beat Stoneforge Mystic most of the time when it's on turn 2. So must force card. Alright, we want to draw more creatures though. That's a very good card to draw in this matchup. Merfolk. Actually, I might have been correct to play Master the Pearl Trident here. I didn't necessarily need to tell them that I had green cards, but they probably could have guessed that because of the Flooded Strand, so I don't know if it matters that much. Like, it maybe matters. So let's see. So maybe like Knight of the Reliquary or even Questing Beast could come out this turn. They might have like Punishing Fire or something though. No, they can't play Questing Beast, so because if they play they have Jegantha, so Questing Beast is not in their deck. But they have like Green Sun Zenith probably. Oh yes, yes, Daddy, give me Island Walk. Go ahead, Oko. Yes, we're gonna kill Oko. Unless you like turn my Mistbinder into an elk. No! Alright, well we're not going to kill Oko. Okay, so, fuck. Now, they only have 1 card left, and there's a very reasonable chance that we can beat Oko here. We do have True Name Nemesis, so... Alright, let's take Vial up. We really want to land here, right? To cast True Name. That'll do. That'll do, deck. That'll do. Alright, so... I guess... What's the difference here? I guess I do want Oko to go down to 5. Or go to 3. So... Okay, so I'm just trying to think. If I Violin Master now, I put Oko at 3. If he elks the Master next turn, does it make a huge difference? And he'll go up to 4. I can still attack through it. Like, yeah, so I do think that we want the Master in play because we need Oko at 3. There's more lines of play I think that kill Oko when he's at 3 counters. If he goes up to 5, then we still have a way to kill him. I don't know. I guess like it's really close. Like I choose to do it like this though. I'm just trying to think about what they might top deck or how they might deal with this because they can elk the food token, right? If they elk the food token, it's at 4, and then True Name Nemesis can still kill it by itself. So I only have to send 1 creature at him. So that's kind of, yeah, that's the consideration here. Like next turn, if they just like elk something here, or like their food token, yeah, this means I can send True Name at this as long as Master lives, and then Oko will die. And then if I draw another Lord, then like this still works out even if they kill Master of the Pearl Trident. Oh no, what's going on here? Nothing good, I'm sure. Green Sun Zenith for X equals 3. That's okay. It's probably Knight of the Reliquary, I assume. Yeah, okay. Deal. They only, again, will have 1 card left, and I think we can reasonably race them. So I don't need to tick this up at the moment. So drawing, well, that's probably really poor. So attack you, attack Oko. Yeah, alright. Play another Vial. And our plan is to try to race Knight of the Reliquary. So it's a 4/4 right now. I'm trying to think how... I mean, with 2 cards, like, I don't know, we could beat this still. Dryad Arbor. Okay, that's not the end of the world. We can attack for 7, but we can also attack them back for 7. So what's your last card? They're a 4-color deck, so they wanted to splash for Oko. But what's the red mana for? It's Gaddock Teague. Okay, so Force of Will offline. No big deal. So if we can draw another Lord or another True Name, that would be very good. Drawing Oko would be kind of bad here. Oh, so then, okay, that's... I think they probably should have attacked. Alright, so this one we're going to tick up. And no on this one. Okay, so I actually don't necessarily want to play this Waterlogged Grove right now, because if I draw Oko, I want to be able to cast it. And if I just run it out there right now, it could get wastelanded. I don't know, but maybe it might be necessary. I'm trying to think. Like, there might be a scenario in which I want to crack this anyway. I don't want to use it though, because I only have 1 source of green, and so if I draw Oko, I want to be able to cast it. Because right now Oko would be fantastic. So let's see. I could, if I attack them for 7, puts them at 8. That puts them so close to dying, but not quite. So then if I draw another Lord, they're dead next turn. Maybe that's a reason to play the Grove and crack it, because actually... Yeah, if I draw a Lord, that changes the math here, because then I think I can kill them before they can kill me. So, you know what? I think it is worth this here. Alright. Alright, well, it didn't matter. But I think I am going to attack right now. Let's see, do you have like Maze of Ith or something? Or you just... I'm trying to figure out what they're doing here with this Knight. They might just be trying to make Knight bigger for their attack next turn. So, okay, so they Grove of the Burnwells. Okay, so they do have probably Punishing Fire in their deck. That's good to know. Oh, no, they sacrificed the Tropical Island. Okay, so like, ow, that actually mattered a lot. Fuck, I didn't even think about that. So no, I should not have attacked with Cometa Speaker. That was a mistake. Oops. So I don't have Island Walk. Now they're going to attack me for 7 damage. It's not hopeless yet, but I definitely should not have attacked with the Kamina Speaker. His attack with Gadwig, or I'm sorry, with Gaddock T is actually pretty greedy. I could just block this thing, right? And if this is in play, they can't like Green Sun Zenith me. So we go to 13. I think I'm okay with taking 7. Okay. All right. Well. Oh no, not Stoneforge Mist. Tell me you did not top deck another Stoneforge. This might be. Okay. Well, that's bad. Alright, that's making it a lot harder here. So I guess we really want Oko now. So I guess I take both of these up. And then I can cast literally anything I draw. That's actually not irrelevant. So let's see. Attack with True Name Nemesis. That puts them at 7. And then... Oh, I can't quite kill them. I could just bounce one of these Knight of the Reliquaries, though. It still does put me pretty close to killing them. I'm going to take 7 damage and, like... I have to be careful, too, because these Knights, like, at some point, they might just, like, get to Jerry Steep with one of them to give the other one unblockable. So, if I take 7 from these... then that means I go down to 6, which means if they draw like another fetch land or something, or no, not even, they can so it does open up a line of play where I have to like actually kill them like and then the next turn. So I'm trying to think, like, can I safely attack them, or it might be it's so rough here because I really don't want them to attack, but if I attack, they go to 7. The problem is this Birds of Paradise. If they didn't have this Birds, then I have a very easy line where I just flash in Brazen Borrower and kill them, like with True Name and then this for 7. But alright, so yeah, the deal is if I let them attack me next turn and I bounce one of these back to their hand, yeah, how does that work here? If they bounce it back to their hand, I take 7 damage, which means I'm at 6, and then they replay it, and the turn after, then they just crack, give it protection from blue, and I'm dead. So what if I don't? I don't know if I'm gonna win if I don't attack though. That's kind of the problem. Like I could double block one of these knights with this, and then bounce the other one. It might not be the most unreasonable thing to do. All right. I guess I'm gonna play. I have to play, I think, on the defensive here because this Brazen Borrower by itself is not enough to kill them. So I'm gonna have to like let them trade off a Knight of the Reliquary with a Master of the Pearl Trident, bounce the other one, and hope that I can like win that way. They drew a Taiga, so that's fine. Drawing a Taiga effectively does nothing. What are you doing here? Huh? Oh no, they're gonna cast Jegantha. Oops. Alright, well I guess this is gonna actually matter here, so yeah, I guess that's gonna happen. Yeah, this is getting worse and worse. No attacks, okay. It just makes this more awkward, because again, if I bounce this knight, then they can just give it protection from blue. What if they, like... I assume they have the Sajari Step in their deck. Playing it means I can only reasonably attack them for 7 damage. It's not enough to kill them, and I have no way of actually doing it then. Well, okay, so I could put the borrower into play, but like doing that doesn't really do anything here. All right, well. I guess I'm just playing this and attacking for 3 with the borrower. Because I have to like block 2 things next turn in order to not lose. Alright. Like, Oko would probably be a good draw. True Name would be a good draw. That's definitely a terrible draw. Alright, well, this is the only way that this reasonably works at all. Yeah, going to 8, like, it's... I have to hold this in my hand. So I'm gonna have to like block 2 of these things and then take like 8 damage. Now here's the thing, if they go to 7 life, then there's actually a chance I could top deck a Lord and fight back. No, but they're not gonna do anything with this Birds of Paradise. Like this thing's not gonna attack, so. I need them to like go to 6 so that I can find like removal for the bird and then win that way. But I don't know that the Jegantha is really what's going to do anything here. Yeah, that's fine. I can still cast Oko or whatever, so. Fuck. They do have to be careful because I could like I don't know, it is possible that I could win, but I don't have to, if the bird is untapped, then I don't think I can. They just have to attack with like everything this turn. I could have another True Name though, and if I have like another True Name, like they don't know that, so this could be dangerous to them. It's not. This is the correct attack to make, I think. Actually, I think they should attack with a Gaddock as well, because I have to block both knights, and then I'd be taking 7 damage, which means, like, you know... I mean, I guess this is still fine, but I don't think we're winning. If they just make this attack, then I block, I go to 5, like... Or no, I take 5, I go to 8, which means they actually can't kill me with just Gaddock in this next turn if I draw, like, True Name Nemesis. So, yeah, you do have to attack with the Gaddock. Like, this is correct. If you don't attack with Gaddock, I think I have a chance. Like, drawing True Name means I violate True Name, I attack with Borrower, and then I take this and this again next turn. And then I would still have a way, like, they can block with the birds, but then, like, I still have enough power to kill them the turn afterwards. But if they don't attack with the Gaddock, yeah, like that works. But attacking with it means I don't think there's any lines of play that we have left to us. So, trying to think. If we draw Oko, could we like win by elking a Vial? That might. Okay, wait. Yes. Give us hope, please. Okay. Well, I have to do this. No, but you know what? It doesn't work still, though, because... Ah, damn it. Yeah, because they can just give one of these things unblockable next turn, and it will be enough to kill me. Alright, well... What are we drawing? Is it going to make any difference at all? Not really. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, block with the birdie. And play the Curse Catcher. You have to use it as another chump blocker. So the correct thing to do here is give this protection from blue and attack. But this does... no, we still can't win here because they have to crack the fetch for us to actually have a chance. Yeah, I can only reasonably I can top deck a Lord and then attack them for 7. That's it. Them being at 8, like, I don't think works. And like, again, top decking a True Name Nemesis wouldn't be enough here either. Drawing Oko again wouldn't be worth doing anything, so we're gonna take 7 damage. Like, even if we draw Oko, we couldn't actually cast it right now. I just need my opponent to make a mistake. That's pretty much what we're down to. But if they decide to give this thing protection from blue, like, that would be an instant victory in their part. This isn't... yeah, no, you have to look... They really don't want this Gaddock like to die. That's surprising. Okay, well, we can take 5, go to 3. This doesn't really do anything, though. I don't have... again, I don't have, like, a way to get enough damage in, so... And if they just repeat the same attack next turn, I die, so... Alright, I believe you that you will make the same attack next turn. It's close! We were off by, like, 1 point of damage. Well, potentially 1 point. If we drew a Lord, then we put them to 1, but, like, that was... Alright. Well, this is a match where we want Dismember for sure, and we do want True Name Nemesis, and we do want this Brazen Borrower, and this Chalice is terrible, so let's get this out of here. And they actually do have Stoneforge Mystic, so probably take out Curse Catcher and bring in the Collector Oaths, right? That'll stop the swords from being able to be equipped. Actually, Relic of Progenitus might be better. You know what? Yeah, I like bringing in Relic here, because they do have Knight of the Reliquary, so I do want to be able to hit that. Does it do anything else, though? Is it just like Knight? I guess they might have Scavenging Ooze. So what's better, Oath or Relic? They might have Oath in their deck. I mean, I assume they have Green Sun Zenith in their deck, and they just turned off, like, Force of Will, but... What is more of a problem for them, Relic or Oath? I think Relic probably is. Their game plan is usually heavily dependent on Knight of the Reliquary. We do have, like, Brazen Borrower, and we have, like, Oko and Dismember. I think we can try to fight a sword that way. I'm gonna go with the Relic plan. It's tough, but we'll see how this goes. Alright. That match dragged on forever. This is fine. I guess we'll keep. So I guess Jegantha did end up mattering there because they were playing a creature beatdown plan, so giving them an extra 5/5 definitely sped up their clock by at least a turn. This way we can go turn 2 Command Speaker plus Master. I assume we'll see a birdie here. Hierarch, okay. I mean, Hierarch is effectively a birdie. It's a better birdie most of the time, because it means it can actually attack. That's actually pretty good. Alright, let's get Tropical Islands, because if I want to be able to potentially cast Oko, or, yeah, if I draw him at some point, I want the green mana. If they have Wasteland, so be it. We do have the Aether Vial, so we're not like stone cold dead to Wasteland. This might be Swords. Or they might have Stoneforge here. If I have Stoneforge, I probably do need to force it. Collector Oath. See, look, I knew it. You can't fool me. I knew that we were going to do this. Okay, that's fine. If I ever need to use the vial, I can. I can just dismember the oath. So this might be a good turn. I can actually just trickster this thing down and attack for 5. And I still have a Force of Will up. They didn't have another land, so this might have also been a good point to dismember this Hierarch, but I think this is fine. This lets us put the most pressure on them, and then we can just start attacking with Trickster and Commander Speaker. Maybe even dismember that thing next turn. So I will just force probably the next thing that they do. And then just dismember their blocker, and then hopefully that's going to just be enough to kill them. So right now we have 8 power in play, so like, this is a pretty good clock. Like, turning off Vial here does not really do anything. And you need another land, because if you don't find another land, you're dead. Ooh, no thank you. I really like my master. Oh, they have swords, don't they? Okay. I'm going to dismember this Collector Oath, and if we draw another Lord, that would be fantastic. Actually, I don't even know if I want to dismember it, like... Okay, so here... I guess if they block, then I can just vial this thing in, right? And that'll be fine. They didn't find a land, so I think I'm just going to dismember the Hierarch. Because that's going to like set them back. Because again, now if they don't find a land, like this probably is going to kill them. We can just hard cast the Mistbinder next turn. But on 1 mana, like, what are they? Okay, so they found a forest. But they don't have white mana for Stoneforge, so that's important. Alright, what are you doing here? Punishing Fire. Ah, fuck. Alright, well. I'd rather that thing die than my Mistbinder, for sure. Ooh, interesting. They think they're the beatdown. Well, they're sadly mistaken about that. So, yeah, they still need to find another white source, otherwise stuff like Knight of the Reliquary is still offline, which... That's, like, the card that we're most scared of, I think. So, like, Collector Oath by itself is not really that big a deal. I can just keep throwing this Commander Speaker into it. Ooh, what are you doing here? Or I guess Oko would also be fine if we draw that off the top. Brazen Borrower is good. Trickster would be great. Green Sun. Okay, so they are getting Dryad Arbor. No, they could be getting a bird. Okay. Yep, that's fine. You got a birdie. I guess True Name is also good. Like, we have a lot of good draws. That's not one of them, though. So... I guess let's sack the Grove. So I guess if I attack with both things and they trade with the Mistbinder, I can just like Trickster this thing down next turn. That's probably okay. It turns my Esper Vial back on. This keeps them from playing a knight. And they might not have another creature to play. Okay, so what do you got here? I have another red elemental blast. Alright, well that sucks. Oh, damn it. Come on, opponent. Stop drawing everything. I'm close. I'm just trying to tempo them out, where if they like fail at drawing something one turn. Alright. I'm going to tick this up to 3, because if I draw True Name, I want to be able to put it in play. Alright. There's not really a reason to play Cavern of Souls right now. I want to just make them afraid. So I draw like another Trickster, or like a Brazen Borrower, or even an Oko. That would actually kill them if they tap out here, so... Okay, so they have 2 blockers at this point. Stoneforge time? Yeah, okay. Probably Batterskull, I imagine. Yep. Come on, I need a creature. If I don't get a creature, like, I'm not going to be able to threaten them enough here. Alright, so this one goes up, and this one stays always no. Jesus Christ. Come on, deck! What are you doing? We are so close. We only need, like, one more creature, and that would be enough to, like, beat them right now. But you just won't do it. Alright, we already played Waterlogged Grove this turn. So they have to put Batterskull in play this turn to live. So I guess if we draw Trickster, we can make the attack. Or if we draw Brazen Borrower. So again, we're still really close to winning. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, well I can't make the attack now, but it does mean I can probably kill them next turn, because if they put the Batterskull in, then go to attack, I'm just going to block with True Name Nemesis and then kill them on the crackback. So, this doesn't win this turn, but it probably wins next turn. But I mean, our deck is like trying so hard to like lose this game. I guess we just have to hope there's not like a Containment Priest or something. Okay, I did that because I wanted to see if they were gonna like flash in Containment Priest. Because they might have gotten greedy and tried to like Containment Priest on the Esper Vial. this should be enough. Because then, yeah, like if they play Containment Priest in response to the first vial, then I can activate the second one in response. So this is one of those situations where like bluffing with vial was actually sort of relevant because they could have something that would interact with this. So, all right, well they stumbled on mana and we just barely managed to like draw the finishing card in time, but fuck, that was close. So they boarded in Red Elemental Blasts and like Pyroblast, so maybe Chalice has a little bit more value to it than I gave it credit for. And they also have Collector Oath, so like we're not going to be able to use the Relic. So I guess I could bring in 2 of these. I think that's fine. Because if they have Oath, then like, you know, it turns off their swords as well, so I'm not really worried about that, but you know, this turning off like Red Elemental Blast is probably relevant. It's not super good. Like, I'm gonna mulligan. I don't think that it's quite good enough. This is probably good enough. We'll keep this. Guess I'm gonna put Kamena Speaker in the bottom. We're gonna pray that like this Aether Vial is gonna be strong enough here. This is a much better 6 than the first like hand that we looked at, so I'd keep this 6 over that other 7 any day. Green Sun for Dryad Arbor, go for it. I need to save the Force for like an important card. Like, I have to protect my Aether Vial here, so I don't have another way of winning the game right now. Alright, well, okay, so now I don't have to protect it as much at this point, but... Question, I could just, like, skip playing the Vial entirely. But if the Vial lives, like, I don't know, like, there's a chance I might just use this Lord and, like, I still think I'm going to play the Vial, but it's actually pretty close here between playing Speaker and Vial first. We're definitely playing a Lord next turn. It's just the question of is the Vial going to be relevant? Like, do we have to pitch a Lord to force this turn? If he plays like Knight of the Reliquary, then we probably do need to counter it. Or like Stoneforge Mystic, we probably need to counter. The Knight's already like going to get out of hand. Yeah, like I think this is something we have to get rid of. So we can still put in 2 creatures this turn, but we're down on a lot of cards here. Okay, well that's a card that could actually help us get back in the game if we can draw another mana. Oko is like hugely relevant in this game because we can just play Oko and elk the Aether Vial and then like just, you know, protect it like that. No, hold on. I don't want to like pass through everything here. Oh no! Alright, well, they're punishing fire. That sucks. Yeah, they're gonna play Stoneforge now. It's a fun thing, like if they play Stoneforge and we draw a land, we can just elk the Stoneforge Mystic. But we really have to draw a land this turn, because if we don't deal with the Stoneforge, like, it's a problem. So that means they actually have to cast the Batterskull for real mana then. Alright, come on. Please, please, please draw a land. Oh, alright, well, you know what? That's not terrible. Because it does mean that we can bounce the Batterskull, so. I could also bounce the Stoneforge Mystic, so I can force them to kind of commit the Batterskull. It's dangerous, because I don't want them to search out Sword of Fire and Ice as well. It's gonna make it hard. So okay, so the problem, like, if I draw a land and play Oko, they can just like put in Batterskull, and I don't have a good way to protect it right now. I guess I'd have to like try to block with this thing. Maybe that's just what we have to do, though. There's not. I don't really want to like play the Brazen Borrower just yet. Ugh, fuck. There's a lot of ways this goes wrong. Alright. I am a gambling sort of man. Alright, we'll gamble here. So, I guess we tick Vial up to 3, because if we draw a land, we can cast everything on 2. Okay. Alright, how do we do this? We could play Oko. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to play Oko, but I guess the question is, how do I want to go about using it? Could turn the Brazen Borrower into an Elk. I could turn, like, that's also fine. It gives me 2 blockers to and then, yeah, so we're definitely going to play... We're going to play Oko. Maybe Pyroblast will mean that this is irrelevant. Okay, well, we're fucked. Yeah, that like destroys that dream, so okay, well, yeah, I don't have a good plan then. If they had Pyroblast, like, we were just gonna lose to that, so this game is a lost cause. I think this is a game where, like, probably the combo might be a little bit more valuable, because we could, like, decide that we're not even going to try to play Fair Magic against them. I guess True Name Nemesis is kind of what we need right now. It's not over yet, but it's getting close, because, yeah, we don't have a good way to deal with Batterskull. I have 1 card left. I can't block it right now. They know I don't have True Name, or I would have put it in play. Yeah, this is not going good place. Oh, they're going to cast Jegantha. Alright, well... Fuck. Yeah, this is terrible. Where were you, like, when I needed you? This is way too late for this. Oh, fuck. We're, like, all kinds of fucked in this game. Like, this is just not coming together at all. We're about to get just, like, totally wrecked by this Batterskull and this Jegantha. Ah! It's frustrating. What do I do here? I guess I just have to, like, take this. I can't even play this Mistbinder. I need True Name. Like, yeah, okay, we lose. Like, we're dead. We're not coming back from this, so concede. Alright, well, that sucked. Like, our draw, like, this game was, like, really bad, so I don't know, like, it's pretty close between whether this deck or version of the deck is better than, like, the combo. Like, they obviously did side in, like, Pyroblast and whatnot, so, like, that's not great for us, but some of the, like, the cards we do have, like Oko, are, like, obviously really good if they do stick on the board. I don't know, like, maybe with a better draw we would have beat them. That was just kind of rough there. Like, yeah, Stoneforge is something that, like, we have a hard time doing. Like, I guess, no, even Collector Oath wouldn't have done anything because they had the Batterskull both times. So, like, yeah, the Oath didn't matter. The Companion ended up mattering, though. So, like, I guess that's just another statistic that proves the Companions are, you know, they in Fair Magic like that, the Companions just, like, ruin everything. So, maybe them having the companion is like the deciding factor that means we should be trying to just jam the combo and just go like for that version, because force them to have a Pyroblast or they just lose the game. So that might, and then we don't even have to counter like Stoneforge Mystics. Then we just literally play Paradigm Shift and force like a Pyroblast, and then that's enough to win. Like, and in that case, then we probably keep in all the Chalices, because going like Chalice on 2, or going like Aether Vial, Chalice, and then that means turn 3 we win, and like Pyroblast doesn't do anything. So I don't know, like that. I think that convinces me. Like, there's at least 2 matches there where combo would be better. This is sort of okay, but we're on the draw here. We do have True Name though, so I think I keep this. We don't get to do anything on turn 1, but with Force and True Name, like, that's probably enough. So what are we up against? Like, this could Snow-Covered Island. So all right, this probably the, well, they're not playing Yurion, so I don't know what this could be. Combo of some kind. If this is a fair match, this True Name will be good. If it's a fair match, we really want Cavern of Souls, though. They didn't play, like, Brainstorm. That's surprising. So, like, what are we up against here? It makes me feel like this is a match where, like, Force of Will is going to matter. Snow-covered. Oh, fuck. Alright. Okay, well, let's get Tropical Island, and we'll play Merfolk Mistbinder. Let's see what's going on. This might be a Delver deck, so we could see Daze here. Okay, no counterspell. So we really need a land to cast True Name, I think. Our hand is so dependent upon hitting 3 mana right now. Scrubland. So okay, so this is an Esper deck of some kind, and then just interesting. So I assume that there's going to be some removal here. Force? Okay. Okay, sure. Force is fine. It makes me feel like True Name's good, but it also means that, like, Plague Engineer could be a thing. Well, they burned a Force on a Master of the Pearl Trident, so that's usually good news for us. They're going to play, like, Jaceer, Palace Jailer. I actually need to counter that because... yeah, I have to counter this card because I don't want them drawing an extra card every turn. Their pause here makes me think that they have a counterspell for this. Yeah. We go down to 1 card, they exiled Brainstorm. Okay, so Palace Jail. So, like, is this like Esper Vial again? Is that what's going on? Alright, well, if we draw a land, then maybe True Name Nemesis can get us back in this. That's not particularly helpful. So I guess we're going to pass. We're going to try to, like, we're going to try to cast Trickster on the end step and try to steal the Monarch that way. Well, I guess we have to do this right now. But if they have, like, a removal spell, we lose. We got stuck on 2 lands, so... alright, well, fuck. This thing doesn't come back either. Yeah, we're definitely... at least this is, like, I think the same deck that we played before. I have to become the Monarch in order for this to be relevant, but that's, like, never going to happen if I don't have True Name in play. And it's never going to happen because we don't have enough mana to do it, so... alright. Conceding this one. We're, like, not going to beat this. There's no way. We're fucked on mana, so let's just sideboard. I'm confident I know what we're up against, and I'm confident that, like, none of this matters, so Let's actually try to make this matter. I don't think Chalice is going to be probably not very good. And probably not Curse Catcher. Alright. I think Dismember. So actually, you know what? Maybe Daze is the card we want to take out. They're definitely going to play like Plague Engineer, aren't they? Maybe I want this. Leave in like one Chalice. Chalice is just really bad against Aether Vial decks. I mean, I guess I could leave in Curse Catcher as well, but there's probably some number of Swords to Plowshares this will turn off. Yeah, we lose a game to like Mana Screw, whatever. Yeah, double Force of Will too, so we do what we can and just pray, but Thassa was not with us that time, so come on, we have to win this match in order to go positive with this deck, but yeah, if this is like, I don't know, like this is another one where like this version of the deck is sort of better than the combo, but like also like they're both probably not great. Because they do have like counter spells to deal with the combo, but they also have stuff like Plague Engineer and Meddling Mage where they can disrupt us pretty heavily that way too, so probably this is a little bit better, but like, I don't know. This doesn't have like that percentage of free wins that the other one does either, so who knows. I mean, this is also probably worse if we play against more other combo decks too, so fuck me. I am gonna keep this, but this is a super risk. So fuck. I think I have to get Basic Island here if I want any hope of like ever actually curve. Well, no, they mulled to 6, so you know what? If I play like Vial and then like turn 2, I can play like 2 Kamena Speakers at the worst. No, they mulled to 4. Okay, that's got to be good news for us. So, like, we have at least like 3 things that are 1 mana. So, like, we're definitely playing Vial, and then turn 2, we either put Speaker plus Lord out or Speaker plus another Speaker. So maybe it's their turn to get screwed over by Mana Screw. And if they're on 4 cards, that means the chances that they're going to be able to wasteland us and still cast spells are very low, where if we get the Vial out, like, it doesn't seem like, you know, it's probably very in our favor. Okay, so it's fine. We have our Vial, which means things are going well. Like, what do you do here? Our plan is to just put as much pressure in play as possible as quickly as possible. Okay, well. Pass. I mean, you can wasteland this tropical island now, but we already have the Aether Vial online. Like, I think it's a little bit too late for the wasteland to matter. Of course, this is also very dependent on the Vial living, so if they, like, have a disenchant or something, that's terrible. So, yeah, like, this may just, like, straight up kill them. Like, what do they do here that makes any sort of difference at all? It doesn't feel like their choices really make a huge difference. Brainstorm away, go for it. I'm going to Vial in this Lord, which means it'll be 11 damage, and then if I can get a land, then you actually just die. So I cast a Lord, and then I Vial a Lord, and then you lose. Well, that's not the worst. So I guess let's attack first. Okay, what are you gonna do? Like, you can kill off a lord, but you're still, like, very dead next turn. I still have lethal in play. Even if you play, especially if you play Plague Engineer, I'm just gonna dismember it and you die. Like, pretty much any creature you play is just losing. I think that's losing? Probably. Okay, they're dead. Even if they have swords, like, it doesn't make any difference. Swords does not win them the game. Like, swords just lets them live at, like, 2 life and then they're dead regardless, so. So this is a much... Yeah, so we kind of got screwed last game. They kind of got screwed this game by their draw. Alright. Game 3. So we have to win a game against, like, this Esper Vial deck on the draw. So, like, how do we do that? I guess we just run it back like this. Do I keep this Chalice or do I just play, like, Curse Catcher? Maybe we just need more creatures. Alright, I'll do it like this. I just want Curse Catcher to turn sideways and attack. So we give it Island Walk and attack, then that might just be fine. It'll help speed up our clock. I don't want to be dicking around with Chalice on the draw. I guess we're going to keep this. Like, it's very 2-drop. Aether Vial... Sure. One drop or a fetch land. I guess play Cavern on Merfolk and pass. I just don't know if, like, I guess Vial is something that maybe I should counter, but it's kind of close. Where were you last turn? Alright. It's fine. So do I play... I think I just play another Cavern of Souls, right? Okay. Next turn we can play, like, Master of the Pearl Trident and Kamena Speaker. Yeah. This force doesn't look like really good right now, but if they like tap out for something, then maybe it can just pitch like Trickster and then it'll be okay. Every turn that goes by, like, makes their... Yeah, they're not doing anything with their mana, so it's probably fine. I actually kind of think I should protect this. I really don't want them to vial in a creature and then block my Mistbinder. I want to attack them with Island Walk, so... And if this Force of Will just eats a Force of Will out of their hand, then so be it. Brainstorm. Okay, so they are going to look to see if they can find a force. They might have just found another Swords to Plowshares. Okay, sure. Alright, what are you going to do? You're going to trade with my Mistbinder? They have 2 cards left, so depending on what their 2 cards are, like, maybe we're okay. We're going to play Kemena Speaker still, so it's not like we have no pressure left. But this is definitely, like, getting down to it, so we both kind of exhausted our hands of our nonsense here. Yeah, they're going to trade. No! Oh my god! That was a fucking mistake and a half. Like, I needed to play that Kemena Speaker there. What am I doing? Ugh! I just pressed the F2 button instead of just clicking OK. I just accidentally threw my entire turn. Ugh. Alright, well, hopefully they don't have any more creatures. Which they might not. What a fucking blunder. I should have played... I should have been able to attack for 4 that turn. Damn it. That's an easy 4 damage I just missed on. That could have very easily, like, determined the future of this game. I hate the shortcuts in this game. They're fucking terrible. Like, you lose so many games if you just, like, use the shortcuts incorrectly. Strix. Okay, well, now I can't really attack through that. I needed an Island Walk Lord, so I guess I'm probably cracking a Waterlogged Grove looking for one. Okay, wait, you're trading Gilded Drake with a Mistbinder? Okay, I guess. So, I guess I'm just going to attack. If this Strix ever attacks me, I can just Trickster and eat it that way. This means they probably have, like, Flicker Wisp or something, right? Or how does this work? They have to have some way to, like, blink this Drake. Come on, attack me. You won't do it. No. I need to draw something better. That's actually pretty good. Alright, let's attack. I need to try to kill them quickly before they draw something. Yeah, like, that would have been something. Like, venturing, you know, Gilded Drake back would suck. Alright, what's your last card? Okay, it's obviously not a removal spell because you would just use it right now. Okay, so we still have a chance here. Alright. Come on, we can do this. I believe in the team. Please. Alright, Brainstorm. Alright, we're gonna dig, but... This is getting real close. Countering that Venser was pretty huge. So picking up Force was a really good pickup that turn. Because they could very easily just bounce back the Drake and then... Alright, oh fuck, they're gonna... No! They're gonna take my Master. Alright, well, you know what, I still... You know what, if I draw a Lord, they could actually still be dead here. Okay, well... I guess we're gonna see. Do you have something? Because if not, I think you're dead. What is the last card in your hand? So here's the fun thing. Even if they stole my Lord of Atlantis, that wouldn't be good enough. Alright, what do you have here? Flicker Wisp. Oh, fuck. Is this going to be good enough, though? Like, you're still going to go to 2, right? Okay. Take the Lord of Atlantis ice... yeah, it doesn't matter. Even if, sure. You are about to learn that, Lord of Atlantis is going to benefit us a lot. So, you have to kill me right now. And you don't have Island Walk, and I do. The fact that Lord of Atlantis is in play means you still actually die. They have more Merfolk in play than I do. Is this like the fucking mirror magic? The Esper Merfolk mirror. Oh, okay. This is going to be the thumbnail for this for sure. I'm definitely making this the thumbnail. 100%. This is hilarious. Look. They have this is one of the most beautiful board states I've ever seen. Fuck. Yeah, taking Lord of Atlantis is not helping your cause here, because I still can kill you. So what's your last card? Because you can't actually kill me right now. You can only attack for 15, and literally, either one of these creatures can kill you. As long as this Lord is in play, you're dead. So you had to have drawn, another Flicker Wisp. Okay, I guess I'm going to block the Flicker Wisp here. I actually can't cast that, so... Okay. Oh! Alright, I see how it's gonna be. So no one can attack right now. So basically, if I draw a blue source, then I can cast Oko and win. That's how this is gonna work. Alright. Sure. Alright, let's see how you're gonna do this, opponent. Oh, no. Okay, I see what's gonna happen. They're just not gonna pay for it. They're going to sacrifice it so they can attack me. I got it. Because I have to double block here. Alright, never mind. Fuck, this is actually terrible. No, I'm gonna lose to my own Merfolk! Damn it. Alright. I have to draw something here. Oh my god, if I, Okay, well, if I would have cracked that last turn, I actually could have just killed him this turn. Alright, well, now I'm in a bad spot here because now I have to block this Lord of Atlantis or I die. He has to attack too, because if he doesn't attack, then, he is dead himself. Alright, do I draw a fishy? No, I do not. I'm gonna put this one on Rogue, because I want some hope that I can play Brazen Borrower at some point. Alright, well they don't have a creature, like what do they have in hand? Like maybe just counter spells? To Fairy Time Raveler. Ooh, that's bad. Alright, so I guess True Name Nemesis is what we need here. They're bouncing 8th. So what are they bouncing here? Oh, they're not going to bounce anything. They just want to draw a card. Okay, makes sense. So I guess they probably drew a land because I don't think they played one last turn. Interesting. Okay, so now I have some interesting choices to make here. I could just play Brazen Borrower, because then if they don't have a way to deal with this, then this Brazen Borrower does kill them. Let's see, if I can't play Oko and do anything significant with it right now, so I guess... No, I can't even play Oko anyway, so like, yeah. This is the only play, because this threatens to like win the game. Now they again, they have to do something about this or they die. Teferi can no longer, like, can't bounce it this turn, so... Alright, okay. So I guess if... No! Oh god, no! Oh god, no, 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 no. Alright, I have to draw a land and play Oko. Oh no! I guess this keeps me alive for another turn. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is... If they had taken that 4 damage from that fucking Cometa speaker, I would have won this game. I'm giving them all the time in the universe to kill me now. We managed to... So, like... if they attack with the engineer, they're dead. So if I attack with the Lord, like, I actually do just kill them. Or they have to trade... Yeah, they have to trade, so... Oh god, this is terrifying. If they have a way to kill the Lord, I die. Yeah, the engineer just trades with the Lord. Okay, wait, why would you do this? Oh, you just want the Lord. Okay. Oh, fuck. I see. Because I have to block with the Drake here. Alright, so I need to draw an island to play Oko this turn. I think island's the only thing that does it, because if I draw a creature, the Teferi can just bounce it. And unfortunately, I have Island Walk, so... No, it's other Merfolk. Okay, no, we're still in this. Jesus Christ, I almost conceded that way too early. Okay, no, True Name keeps us in. They can't target it with anything, so they need another Plague Engineer. Okay. Oh god, okay. I know how my own cards work, I swear. Please don't find another Plague Engineer. Okay. Maybe they don't know how Lord of Atlantis works. That would be hilarious. Oh my god, I would feel so embarrassed if I had actually conceded this game with, like, True Name in play. Or if I'd having drawn True Name and, like, just forgetting that I could block Lord, that would be embarrassing. Alright. That is a very good reason, so, like, to play your games out, because maybe you've made a mistake and, like, you'll end up winning because of it. You might think that you've lost, but maybe you haven't. Maybe there's something that you got wrong, but... So... I don't know what he's doing here. Oh no, opponent, come on. That was a mistake. Now, I guess like if he has a Plague Engineer, he would have had to do that, so that way he can use it to kill off the True Name Nemesis. Okay, so this could be correct if he has another Engineer. In which case, then I still need to draw, like, I need to draw an island to cast Oko. Oh, never mind! We got it! Yes! We got it against the Esper deck. Fuck. That was a hell of a battle. Like, we kept top decking back and forth, like, insane amounts. But we beat the mirror match! Oh god. Alright, so we went 3-2 with this, but that was a hell of a fight for that 3-2. I mean, I guess we were close in the lands match, and what was the other one that we lost against? Like, the Maverick, the Jegantha Maverick deck. Like, I don't know, like, it's not like we can't beat that deck. It's just they did have like Pyroblast and stuff at the right time, so like, yeah, it is what it is. Like they had Stoneforge Mystic getting Batter Skulls in time, so. It's pretty close. So I guess like this proves like if you want to play a Merfolk deck that doesn't like jam a stupid combo, like it is still like viable enough. Like it really depends on what your matches look like. We had some tough matches for sure. So those Gilded Drakes were no joke. Like that scared the crap out of me when they're like stealing my Merfolk. But I don't know. Like I think this was probably fine. I don't know if I'd really... If I'm going to play fair Merfolk, like, this is probably really close to, like, what I'd want to be jamming, so... I'm just surprised. We didn't, like... I don't think we saw any combo decks, right? It was, like, Delver, 2 Vial decks, and, like, Lands, which is more of a control deck than anything else, and then the mid-range Maverick deck, so... Yeah, no, like... So, yeah, like, and the thing is, like, our deck is a lot better against combo, like... It's harder against fair decks, especially when we have like the 4th True Name in the sideboard. Like this card's usually what we want against fair decks, so I don't know. The Vial deck means that we definitely like need to have these Dismembers in the sideboard. There's too many things like Engineer and you know, the Peacekeeper that we have to be able to kill that thing. The Tricksters like help though, but that deck's no joke. Like I've heard like about. I've heard about it like coming back into this metagame, and well, I don't even know if it's coming back. I think it's actually kind of new, and it looks like it's pretty reasonable. Like you get a pretty cool toolbox. Like I think we saw last time the Urion version of it, so like today we saw like the not companion version of that deck where it's a little bit more tuned, and you know they're not playing as many just do nothing cards in it. Yeah, overall like though, this is reasonably good. This was fun. This is what like playing like a classic Merfolk deck kind of feels like though, where yeah, you have to fight for your wins. So that is one of the things that I kind of do like about these decks. Is like when I win, like I usually feel like I deserve to win. Whereas like the combo deck is more like if you just like winning out of nowhere or like pulling things out of your butt, like that style of gameplay might be more appealing. Like I don't know. It felt like between the two leagues, like these are probably pretty close, but. Play whichever one that you are more comfortable with. Like, they're going to be better against different decks. So, yeah. All right. So Monday we are going to be playing Historic once we figure out what the announcement is going to entail. My guess is that Winota is going to get banned. Maybe Luca or Agent of Treachery. Like those are both cards that I think you know could be on the watch list. Also, like Field of the Dead, I don't think it should have been unsuspended, but I think that Wizards of the Coast unsuspended it just to prove that like cards could get unsuspended, not necessarily that it deserved to be, but we'll find out. So I would still think that that's a candidate to like go back on that list, but I feel like Winota is like a really that's pretty high on the list of things that are likely to get banned in that format. So. We'll see. And then, yeah, once the companion rule changes, then that might change how we build some of our decks. Like, definitely, like, it might affect Pioneer, because I don't know if I'm playing Urion if it costs me an extra card in my hand. I don't know. It depends on how they change the rule, because if it just costs me any card, like, I might just throw away a land and keep it. Like, that could be worth it. If it, if it goes into your opening hand, then it's worth less, because it's more likely to get Thought Seized away if it's a problem. But if it's... I mean, if it's gonna stay in your sideboard and you just start with one less card, I don't know. Maybe that's fine. Hard to say. It might not be worth it at that point. And I mean, Amori Merfolk, if it's gonna cost us anything to like play Amori, then we're probably not gonna play it in Historic. We're just gonna play a list that doesn't have a companion in it. So, and that's probably the best outcome if like most of the decks that are playing companions decide, you know what, it's not worth it if it's not free, then I think that's a win for Magic. Like, my ideal outcome would just be treat them like conspiracies, where companion just doesn't do anything in constructed formats and it's just like a limited only thing. I'd be happy with that. Like, I would probably be dancing a jig if that's what happened, but we'll see. Find out on Monday. But yeah, once again, if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. You know, feel free to subscribe to me. Like, I try to post these twice a week. So that's all I got. I'll see you guys next time.